Lovely Trades, I wanted to do a video analysis update on the stock market. We're going to talk about the large cap tech stocks a lot in this video. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about setups in the growth sector, like the software sector, the solar sector. We'll talk about healthcare stocks. We'll talk about the industrial sector. We'll talk about the consumer discretionary sector and a setup that I'm seeing on Nike as well. So we have a lot to talk about in this video. But first, I want to talk about Microsoft real quick, because Microsoft reached my target of 258 within the stated time target of 6 weeks. So way back on March 18th, I said Microsoft formed a wave 1 impulse structure from 211 to 246 from the January 6th low. It then completed an ABC correction at the 61.8% retracement of wave 1. This is where wave 2 usually ends. I said if Microsoft is above 224, then wave 2 was in. The wave 3 target would be the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low, taking Microsoft to 258 in 6 weeks, because that was how long wave 1 took. Okay, so this user asked, "Hey pup, love your educational videos lately. Can you tell us why you use the 1.618 as the wave 3 target? I'm still learning Elliott waves. Thank you." Okay, so I responded, I said I used the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low because the wave 3 target is always larger than wave 1. So I was going to be conservative. Because wave 3 is stronger than wave 1, the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low gives a conservative price and time target. Okay, so let's look at Microsoft real quick and talk about what that means. So this is wave 1. It took 6 weeks. This is wave 2. And we placed it at the 224 low. So that was the stop level. That was the invalidation level. If wave 2 was broken, then this was not a completed ABC correction. So just by taking the length of wave 1 and placing it at the wave 2 low, we got a very conservative target of 258 in 6 weeks, because wave 1 took 6 weeks and it went the length of wave 1. So if we took that, we placed it at wave 2 low of 224, that was going to give us a conservative wave 3 target. Because, as this user pointed out, the 1.618 is the textbook wave 3 target. Okay, so let's talk about two possibilities going forward for Microsoft. This is really going to help us map out the rest of the stock market. Okay, because Microsoft is a large holding of SPY, it's a large holding of QQQ. Okay, we're going to talk about Microsoft in the 280s in this video, in my opinion, no matter how you count it. Okay, so let's go through two possibilities. Possibility 1, okay, Microsoft has ended wave 3, which I don't think it has, but the first possibility, Microsoft ends wave 3 at the conservative target of 259, and it starts pulling back. Okay, would we say that 259 was the top? Okay, the answer is no, because this is just wave 3. So if Microsoft starts pulling back, what we would do is we would look to buy a wave 4 dip at the 38.2% retracement of wave 3. Okay, so if 259 is the top of wave 3, the 38.2% retracement would be a buying opportunity at 245. And again, we would take the length of wave 1, we place it at the wave 4 low of 245. That would take Microsoft to 280. Okay, so that's going to take Microsoft to 280. If wave 3 ends at 259, then we can't look at the rest of the stock market and saying, well, while Microsoft is in the 280s, it's a large holding of SPY, it's a large holding of QQQ, but all those other tech stocks are going to be dumping, right? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, what if Microsoft goes all the way to the textbook target of 267? Okay, so the wave 3 high isn't 259, it's actually 267.26. So we would still be taking the 38.2% retracement of wave 3, and we'd still be looking to buy a wave 4 dip. Okay, but this time, because wave 3 is higher, the 38.2% retracement is higher. So we'd be looking to buy a wave 4 dip, not at 245, but at 250. Okay, would we say that 267 was the top if wave 3 started pulling back at 267? No. We would still be looking for the 38.2% retracement of wave 3 to end wave 4 and buy a wave 5 higher, which is the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 4 low. that would take Microsoft to 285. Okay, so I just showed, no matter how you count this, we're looking to buy a dip in Microsoft and ride it to the 280s. Okay, so that's got to affect how you look at the rest of the stock market. Okay, in my last video, I wasn't trying to be alarmist. Okay, I was saying if we zoom out, look at the bigger picture, a larger buying opportunity is coming in the future. But in the shorter term cycles, I made it very clear there was more upside in the stock market. Okay, so let's talk about QQQ. So, I got to tell a story first. Way back in March, we had this sell-off, right? And there's a big debate in the wave theory community. Was this an A, B, C correction, or was this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse? Okay. People saw this in Tesla, and they said this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People saw this in Apple, and they said this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what they were looking to do was take the length of what they were calling wave A, placing it at the wave B low, and the bears were looking to short when QQQ had a relief bounce to the equal legs target of 333. Okay, so in Elliott wave theory, wave C is at least the length of wave A. Wave C cannot be past the 161.8% extension of wave A. Okay, if wave C passes the 161.8% extension of wave A, then it's not a wave A and it's not a wave C. It's a wave 1, it's a wave 2, and it's a wave 3. Okay, so here's what that means, in practice. Wave C should have ended somewhere between 333 and it should not have passed 340 if we're going by the book. Okay, so what we've done today is QQQ has passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1. Okay, so that proves from an Elliott wave standpoint, this was not a wave A, this was not a wave B, and this was not a wave C. This was a wave 1. This was a wave 2, and this was a wave 3. Okay, so here's a really important thing to understand about wave theory. Corrective waves are not guaranteed to happen because impulsive waves can extend indefinitely. Okay, before we continue to look at QQQ, let's talk about what that means. So the exact same scenario happened with NVIDIA. Okay, we had this sell-off in NVIDIA, right? And there is this debate, is this a 5 waves impulse or is this an A, B, C correction, right? And NVIDIA clearly has proven that this is an A, B, C correction. So this was not a wave A from this low. This was a wave 1, clearly. This is a wave 2. Now NVIDIA is within wave 3. So what do I mean when I say corrective waves are not guaranteed to happen? Well, NVIDIA passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So if you opened up a short position on NVIDIA because you said, wave 3 has to end at the 161.8% extension of wave 1, your broker called you this morning, right? And if you told your broker, well, I'm shorting a wave 4, it's going to pull back. He's going to say, you don't ever short a wave 4, okay? You don't ever short a wave 4, and here's why. Because wave 3, this is the big wave. This is the most powerful wave in Elliott wave theory. And we can see with NVIDIA, it just passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1, okay? So it's at the 200% extension of wave 1. And wave 3 is the most powerful wave. So you never short a corrective wave, but you definitely don't ever short a wave 4, okay? And right now with QQQ, it's the same thing. We have reached the textbook wave 4 target. Okay, we've reached the textbook wave 4 target. If we started pulling back here, let's say we started pulling back here tomorrow, and we just looked at Microsoft and said it doesn't really look likely that QQQ is gonna, have a serious pullback tomorrow because Microsoft looks like it wants the 161.8% extension of 267. I'm not saying that the market's not going to go down tomorrow. I don't really care if the market is up or down tomorrow. But let's say QQQ has a reaction at 340 and it starts pulling back in an A, B, C corrective fashion. Okay, would we say that 340 is the top for QQQ? The answer is no. We would take the length of wave 1, we'd place it at the 38.2% retracement of wave 3, and we'd be looking to ride QQQ to 354 because that is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. That's the textbook wave 5 target. Okay, so let's, what if wave 3 for QQQ doesn't end at 340? Let's say it ends at 345. Hypothetically, okay, this is the powerful wave 3. I'm not going to come out and say yes, this is where it's ending, And even if I thought, or even if I expected that we were going to have a pullback here, I would never, in my right mind, short anticipated wave 4 correction, okay? Because wave 3, as we just saw with NVIDIA, can definitely extend past the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So if we look at QQQ, let's say hypothetically that QQQ's wave 3 doesn't end at 340. Let's say it ends at 345. Would we then be saying, oh, that's the top? No, we would still be looking for a wave 4 pullback to the 38.2% retracement of wave 3. Okay, and then it would mean the wave 5 target is higher. Okay, the whole point, all I'm trying to say is no matter what happens, with QQQ in the short term, and no matter what happens with Microsoft in the very short term, and I'm talking like the next couple of days, we are still looking for QQQ and Microsoft to take a 5th wave higher, even if they start pulling back right here, okay? So if QQQ starts pulling back right here, then what we are going to say is that we are still looking for this to complete a wave 4. It would go on a wave 5 higher, and that would take it to 354, okay? I think Microsoft right now is the cleanest count because it hasn't reached the 161.8% extension yet, okay? So let's say Microsoft reaches 267. We would then be looking for a wave 4 pullback to 250 because 250 is the 38.2% retracement of wave 3. We'd then be looking to ride a wave 5 higher, which would be the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 4 low, taking Microsoft to 285, okay? Let's talk about some other stocks in this market. Tesla, okay? Tesla, oh my gosh. Big news out of Tesla today. Tesla broke above this wave 1 high, okay? And it basically stopped. This is not an accident. It basically stopped at exactly the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, okay? So what, why would the market want to stop Tesla at exactly this point? To keep this bear dream alive, okay? So when we first had the sell-off in March, what some Elliott Wave theorists did was they took every single one of these and they said this has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they said that NVIDIA and, Tesla and Microsoft and Apple and all these stocks were going to be a short once they reached, for NVIDIA, what would have been the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low. So they looked at NVIDIA, they looked at Apple, they looked at Microsoft, and they said if we take what they were calling the length of wave A, placing it at the wave B low, then we're going to look at NVIDIA as a short when it hits 567. Okay, what happened? NVIDIA has blown past the 161.8% extension of wave 1 / what they were calling wave A. So this cannot be an A, B, C correction. Okay, this has to be what they were saying was this was going to be a wave A, this was going to be a wave B, and then once we reached this equal legs target of 567, that was going to be a short, and they were looking for more downside. NVIDIA has blown that count out of the water because it has passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1. QQQ has also passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So what I think the market's doing right now, they're intentionally leaving Tesla at the length of wave A, what the bears are going to call wave A, right? They're going to say this is the wave A, this is the wave B, and then they're going to leave Tesla right here at 760, and they're going to leave this bear dream alive that Tesla's going to take another leg down. Okay? NVIDIA and QQQ have already invalidated that count. What it really looks like for Tesla is going to be is that is not a wave A, that is not a wave B, and that is not a wave C. What they're really, what this really is for Tesla, this is a wave 1 from this low. This is the wave 2 correction, and then we're going to know for sure that this is a wave 3 in progress once Tesla passes 828. Okay? So if Tesla passes 828, the bear count for Tesla is fully invalidated. This is not a wave A, this is not a wave B, this is not a wave C. This has to be a wave 1, a wave 2, and a wave 3. So once we see Tesla at 828.08, what Tesla bulls will then be looking to do is buy a wave 4 correction to the 38.2% retracement, and then Tesla would be looking for a 5th wave higher that would take it to a new all-time high above 900. Okay, so if you're a Tesla bull, what you got to ask yourself is, how much am I willing to bet that QQQ will pass the 161.8% extension of wave 1, and NVIDIA will blow past the 161.8% extension of wave 1, while Microsoft is in a wave 3 impulse and heading to the 280s, but Tesla is just going to stall at this equal legs target, and there's in the same ETFs, and Tesla's going to turn down. That's very unlikely in my opinion. Tesla is going to extend higher to 828. It's going to confirm it is within a wave 3 from this low, and then we'd be looking at the very minimum. There would be no way to count Tesla where it doesn't make a new all-time high. That's a new bullish story in and of itself. Okay, so that's the Tesla count. Let's just say I really want to see this low of 667 hold as the low. We should see Tesla get above 828. Okay, that's a huge deal. That will confirm this is the wave 3 in progress. We'd be looking to buy a wave 4 dip, and then we take the length of wave 1, place it at wave 4, and then there would be no way to count Tesla where it doesn't break above a new all-time high. Okay, let's talk about another stock, another tech stock, right? You guys know this one. This is Apple. Okay, so Apple was the exact same story as NVIDIA. Okay, they said, oh, this is an ABC relief rally, right? They said that same thing about NVIDIA. They said that exact same thing about QQQ. QQQ's passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1. NVIDIA has passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So this isn't an ABC correction. Apple today passed the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So what's that mean for Apple? This is not an ABC relief bounce. Okay, this is a 1, 2, 3 waves impulse, and we're looking to buy a wave 4 correction to right now would be the 38.2% retracement of 128. Then we would take the length of wave 1, we place it at the wave 4 low, we'd be riding Apple higher to 139. Okay, now if we look at this Microsoft count again, how likely is it that Tesla and Apple start pulling back right here sharply if Microsoft looks like it wants to complete a wave 3 10 points higher to 267, and then even then we'd still be looking for a 5th wave higher where Microsoft is in the 280s. Okay, it doesn't really make sense to say Microsoft is in the 280s, but at that same time Tesla's not going to make it to the 161.8% extension, and Apple, Apple's already passed the 161.8% extension. Okay, so let's say hypothetically, Apple's wave 3 doesn't end at 134. Let's say hypothetically Apple's wave 3 ends at 138, right? Would we be saying this is the top? No, we would still be looking to buy a wave 4 correction to the 38.2% retracement of wave 3. We take the length of wave 1, place it at the wave 4 low, and then Apple would be heading higher to 141. But at the very minimum, even if Apple started pulling back right here, we would be looking for another wave 5 higher that would take Apple to around 140. Okay, so the bottom line, it all starts with this Microsoft chart. If Microsoft is going to 267 and then the 280s, and QQQ at the very minimum is going to 354, then how likely is it that Tesla and Apple, just have these huge corrections here? I don't think that's likely. I think Tesla's going to 828. It's going to pull back, and Tesla's going to resume the lead. Okay, and Apple, we're seeing signs that it has already passed the 161.8% extension of wave one. So it has more upside, even if it starts pulling back now, where we take the length of wave one, place it at the wave four low. We'd see Apple going to 139. Okay, the whole point, the moral of the story is there's no way to count QQQ right now where it doesn't reach 354. There's no way to count Microsoft right now where it's not in the 280s. Okay, so don't call the top. Don't call the top yet. Okay, we still have a lot of wave fives that we have to play out. We can't be making fun of the bears, but we can know in our minds Microsoft is in the 280s. QQQ is in the 350s. Okay, Tesla, hard to count Tesla where it doesn't make a new all-time high. Okay, hard to count Apple where it doesn't make a new all-time high either. Okay, let's talk about some other sectors in the market, because I think what we're seeing is the great rotation. Okay, the great rotation into the software sector. Okay, here's a stock that I really like. It's Cloudflare. So Cloudflare has gone on a wave one and a wave two impulse. So this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large degree wave one that subdivides into 5 waves. Okay, so this is from 9.4 to 2.10. Okay, so that's approximately 6 months. So I think right now, if we look at the growth sector, disregarding any pullback that the market has in the future, I believe that it is going to be a large rotation into the growth sector, particularly the software sector and the solar energy sector. I think Cloudflare right now, ticker symbol NET, will go the length of wave one, place at wave two. Okay, I have a beautiful pitchfork right now where we're seeing Cloudflare have reactions off the lower bound of the pitchfork. If we take the length of wave one, we place it at the wave two low, then I love the risk reward on Cloudflare, where if it holds above that big round number of 60, then Cloudflare is heading to 124 in the next 6 months. All these charts are really lining up with the summer of solar and the summer of software right now. Cloudflare looks like a very good example of that, where if it holds above 60, then it should go the length of wave one, place at the wave two low. That's going to take Cloudflare to 124. Okay, here's another one I really like, Palantir. Palantir showing a lot of signs right now that it has completed this wave two at this big round number of 20. So I love the risk reward ratio right now on Palantir. Here's kind of how Palantir is counting out. This is quite clearly a 5 waves impulse from the IPO. Okay, let me make sure I get the length of this wave one. So we take the length of this wave one, just like Microsoft, and if we place it at the wave two low, which I believe has been put in at 20, then Palantir has a lot more upside. Okay, so if Palantir is above 20, and even if it went below 20, I really think that would be a one final shakeout, rally higher. I don't think it's going to go below 20. Here's why. I think that this is a 5 waves impulse to put in a wave one. We've completed an ABC correction right at 20, right at this big wick, to put in a wave two low. So Palantir is another software stock. We've talked about Okta a lot, where it goes on an impulsive run, has an ABC correction, and it looks ready for this wave 3 higher. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. This is a sideways wave 4, and then we have a wave 5 higher. This is pretty textbook right here for a 5 waves impulse. There's little doubt in my mind that this is a 5 waves impulse, so we're looking for an ABC corrective structure, to buy that dip. And Palantir, as long as it's above 20, I love the risk reward ratio for Palantir. I think this summer, the solar stocks, the software stocks, the electric vehicles, and the growth stocks, like Beyond Meat, they're going to do extremely well. Okay, the big theme of the stay-at-home boom, where we rotate out of all the airlines, we rotate out of all the oil stocks, and the stay-at-home stocks, the growth stocks, the software stocks take the lead, is really starting to take form. Okay, we've seen Alibaba, up 18% Monday morning, and ever since the quarter ended in late March, it seems like every single day the Nasdaq has led the Dow. Okay, I think that's going to be a trend that lasts for not only the rest of the quarter, but even into the end of the summer. Okay, so here's the Palantir count right now: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Large degree wave 1. A, B, C correction puts in a large degree wave 2. So if this low of 20.18 holds as the low, taking the length of wave 1 and placing it at the wave 2 low is actually a really conservative target for Palantir. Okay, that would take Palantir. This is from 10/6 to February, very early February, late January. That's about 3-4 months. So I think in the next 4, 5, 6 months to be conservative. I mean, when you take the length of wave 1 and place it this low, give yourself time. I'm giving myself time, I should say. The length of wave 1, place it the wave 2 low, will take Palantir all the way to 56, so long as 20 holds as the low. So I love Palantir right here, so long as 20 is holding as the low. This is going to be a huge software name to watch in the future. Okay, here's another reason that I'm really bullish to software stocks. This count that we have on Okta is playing out beautifully, where it goes on this wave 1 and a wave 2 in 2020. And then it forms another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large degree wave 1 impulse and another ABC correction. So we had Okta as a setup around 220, so long as this low of 199 held. This low of 199 did hold, and now Okta is booming. It's broken above this subdivision of this wave 1 high. So if we take the length of wave 1, we place it at the wave 2 low, this is looking really beautiful for Okta right now. Okay, I wouldn't chase Okta right here, but what I am doing is saying, okay, Okta's really confirming that this is the right count. This is the software stock. This is the cybersecurity stock. Okay, this is the growth stock. This is helping confirm my bias that the solar stocks, the software stocks, the growth stocks, the EV stocks, beyond meat, they're going to be the new leaders this summer. Okay, we take the length of wave 1, we place it at the wave 2 low. Okta conservatively is going to 308. So this is just working out spectacularly. We talked about Okta at 220. We were looking for this 308 target to be conservatively be reached by September. That looks like it's going to happen. Okay, I wouldn't chase Okta here, but what I am doing is I'm saying, okay, we're having a lot of confirmation now that this software sector is about to explode this summer. Okay, speaking of growth stocks, here are the other growth stocks that I really like. First Solar in the solar energy sector, very interesting to me. Okay, so I've talked about First Solar for a while, where we said that this was on the biggest degree a 1, a 2, a 1, and a 2, and First Solar was completing an Elliott wave next. Okay, so in the larger degree, I love First Solar a lot in like the big picture, on the long-term counts. I also like it as a swing right now, where this is an ABC correction that's been complete from this high. We have an A, B, C correction that's been complete from this high, and all these solar stocks look ready, like the software sector, to go on a huge rally this summer. So we have an A, B, C correction for FSLR. Looks like we've had a 1, 2. Now we're within wave 3 of wave 3 from this March low. So the invalidation level is 68. 68 holds as the low. I expect First Solar is going to go up to 94 for this wave 3 high. And honestly, I think the next 6 weeks, the next 8 weeks, we're going to see First Solar in the 90s before a shallow wave 4 correction to 87. And then the fifth wave, the textbook fifth wave, would take FSLR to 103. And then we'd be looking for that to complete a larger degree wave 1 from this low. We'd be looking to buy a wave 2 dip to the 61.8% retracement of 81. And then First Solar is going to explode with the rest of the solar energy sector. Okay, speaking of solar energy stocks, here's another one I really like. This is Polar Power, ticker symbol POLA. I don't think you can trade options on this one. I don't even think you need to. We look at Pola right here. This is a more smaller cap, lesser known stock in the solar energy sector, but it goes wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, and then it completes an ABC correction from this wave 1 high. Okay, so it's not just FSLR. The entire solar energy sector looks ready to take off. I think this is really bullish for the EV stocks too. We're going to see that ICLN, that clean energy ETF, that TAN energy, the solar energy ETF. Those are going to really explode. If we look at FSLR right now, I should have made this wave 2 bigger. But this is a large degree wave 2 that's being put in at this low. So Pola, P-O-L-A, if it holds above 7.97, I love the risk-reward ratio as a shareholding. I don't think you can trade options on it. But if we take the length of wave 1, this is from 908 to 125. So it's another stock, right? Just like Okta, just like Palantir, just like FSLR, where it's looking for a huge summer. So Pola above 7.97. I like taking the length of wave 1, placing it at the wave 2 low. I think in 4 to 6 months, we're going to see Pola at 37. Okay, we're talking about more than 3% return without any option expiration risk, so long as 7.97 holds as the low. If we want to be more conservative, we would take the entire length of wave 1 from 630 to 122. That gives us a more wider 6-month time target. Okay, but 7.97, that's the invalidation and the stop loss level. If that holds, Pola and the rest of the solar energy sector is going to have quite the summer. Okay, we're going to get in a few more stocks. It's not just Microsoft XLY. We have XLY's number. I haven't touched the XLY chart, but I really like this right here, that this is confirming that the market has more upside. We have a wave 1, we have a wave 2, the 161.8% extension of wave 1 takes XLY past the wave 3. We have an ABC correction to put in a wave 4 low. Then XLY goes wave 1, wave 2, the 161.8% extension of wave 1 will take XLY to 183. Okay, so right then and there, XLY, kind of like Microsoft, doesn't even look like it's done in the short term. Microsoft, we're looking for 267 to complete a wave 3. XLY, we're looking for 183 to complete a wave 3, and then buying a wave 4 dip. Okay, right now, we're just going to say the wave 4 dip would be the retest of this wave 1 high. Then we'd be looking for taking the length of wave 1, placing it at the wave 4 low, and then that would take XLY all the way to 190. Okay, so we're talking about an entire ETF, going 12 points higher. This is a stock with Home Depot and Tesla and Amazon in it. The 4th largest holding is Nike. I think Nike is a really nice setup. So let's talk about Nike real quick. The bigger picture, I'm going to have to zoom out to the 3-year chart. I think Nike is a really compelling opportunity right now. Probably one of my more favorite swing setups in the market as a component of XLY. So we just talked about the sector Nike's in, XLY, why it has a lot more upside to 190. I think within that sector, we're going to see Nike resume the lead, where it has this classic ABC correction. And this is a perfect textbook wave 3 completion. And then Nike looks ready for another leg higher to end this wave 4 low. So the invalidation, most important part of the equation, the invalidation level is 125. Okay, what I'm expecting for Nike is that this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2. We passed wave 3, the 161.8% extension. So we passed that, and now we're completing or have completed an ABC correction to put in a wave 4 low. So Nike, so long as 125 holds as the low, I love the upside for Nike right here. From 316 to 601, I mean, that's a 2.5, 3-month run. I think conservatively, as crazy as it sounds, the next 4 months, Nike's going to go the length of wave 1, place it at the wave 4 low. 125 holds as the low. Nike's going to be, at 169. I think conservatively in the next 4 months, but I really think that's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 months. Okay, so where's the juice for a move like that going to come? Well, you can go to price overview on bar chart and see that Nike's implied volatility is at the absolute lowest as it's been in the past 52 weeks. So that's very interesting right now that options on Nike are actually extremely cheap. So sometimes in a situation like this, in lieu of a stop loss, I'll go 2 calls for every 1 put. But I think 125 is a really good stop loss here. And then if 125 holds as the low, Nike is going to go the length of this wave 1, placed at the wave 4 low. And as insane as it sounds, in the next 3 months, in the next 4 months, we're going to see Nike reach 169. Okay?